Hey everybody, this is Mr. Walsh. I am your online Chem 108 lab instructor, and I wanted to take a little bit of time to go over in my own words exactly how to kind of navigate the Blackboard course for this class. Now there's separate software, the Hayden McNeil lab simulation software that you will use. That'll be in a separate video. I'll show you how to use that. But this is how to navigate the Blackboard course and how we're trying to get everything easily figured out for you. So as we get started, I did want to say that this class is a 7-week long class. A normal spring or fall semester is 14 weeks. So you guys can do the math, and so this is going to be the same amount of material over half as much time. So you're going to have twice as much work to do each week. And I want to be upfront about that. If you weren't expecting this to be a ton of work because it was online or you know whatever, both the lab and the lecture are going to go twice as fast as the other thing. Not to say that you can't do it, but you're going to have to make sure that you keep your eye on due dates and you keep your eye on when things are getting released and things like that so that you can keep on top of your work. So I wanted to make sure that we're all upfront about that. Now, in order to find all this work that you have to get done, is you're going to have to go to the course content. Okay, you go to this tab and you can see that I have outlined all the things that you need to do. This is the link to the lab simulation software. Again, separate video on that. But then you'll see that the weekly assignments are broken up into the 7 weeks that you need to get stuff done. Now, this first week is going to be a little strange because it starts on a Wednesday, and then it's going to go through July 14th. There's not much to do this week other than kind of get your bearings, okay? The next thing that you really can get started on is in week 2. Now, as you open this up, you'll see that, again, there's the link for the labs. It's all the same link, so you don't have to worry about using the link that's in a special folder. You'll see that this is all set up so that there's a cross-reference for Chem 107. If you're taking Chem 107, this is kind of where this information for the labs falls. Read Chapter 1 and 2, define melting, boiling point, solubility, things like that. Okay, so keep in mind that I've tried to cross-reference all this for Chem 107. Okay, now, the other thing is that labs become available at a certain time and then they are due at a certain time. Because this is a 7-week class for 14 weeks or 14 labs, that means you're going to have, or 14 sets of labs, I guess I should say. You're going to have 2 sets of labs each week. So the first set of labs, you can see here, it outlines what the labs are in the software. And again, I'll go over the lab software in a separate video. But you can see that you need to do the laboratory skills lab, and this is available on July 12th, and it must be completed by July 19th. So these 2 parts of a lab need to be completed by the due date above. And then once you complete these labs, you come here and you take this this quiz on this information here. Now this first quiz has to do with the syllabus, so you may want to look over the syllabus and know that you have like a week or 2 weeks to complete labs in this class. Okay, not that I'm trying to help you out, but anyways. Now, if there is special instructions for the lab, you'll notice that here for the identifying unknown substances from characteristic properties, this lab here, okay, you'll see that there is special instructions to do the lab, but only to do solid number 4 and liquid number 7. So special instructions will also be in when there are in this announcement here. And again, you complete the set of labs, and then you'll take this quiz afterwards. One of the things that you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you actually do the labs before you do the quizzes. The class, what do I want to say? How do I want to say it? The group is accepted as a whole. So if you don't do the labs for whatever reason, but you do the quiz doesn't count. So it all has to be completed. Okay, so the lab helps you walk through some of the questions on the quiz, and so you're going to have to make sure that you do both the labs and then the quiz associated with the lab. Okay, if you don't do the lab but you do the quiz, it doesn't count. Okay, so that's what you got here. Okay, so this is kind of the general layout of this lab, and you'll see that this is true for every week for the 7 weeks. Okay, and there's just, like I said, the first week is a little funny because we're starting on a Wednesday, and the last week is a little funny because we end on a Tuesday, but that's it. So keep your due dates in mind and make sure that you're staying on top of your work. It's a pretty rigorous schedule, but I'm sure that you can do it. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Okay, see you later, everybody.